In terms of clickbait, I feel like your titles are so good. You know, like the titles you've made, but the day in the life is just a hit consistently, and you and
Yeah.
Marcos have found ways to play with that into like most videos, and I feel like it just goes up as soon as that happens. So when did you start doing that? Or for example, you mentioned right now your teammate Ryan Murphy. Obviously, a lot of people know who that is, right? And training with him is great as a swimmer, but that's also like a big name to have on your videos. So
Yeah.
or
People
even
were upset because he barely made it in that video. I got a lot of hate for that. He's in the thumbnail, like you said.
yeah. So it was the at the OTC, I think
Yeah.
was that video, and you're like, yeah, swimming with Ryan Murphy, but he was like you said, yeah, he wasn't in that video too much. So how do you play around with that?
Yeah, like I remember I was just trying to think of like what would catch people's eye. And so I walked up to him. I was like, "Hey, can you take a photo with me?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And we just took this photo. We had just gotten out of like a test set. So we had just both raced, like I raced a 200 and 100 backstroke. So I'm absolutely dying up at the Olympic Training Center, low oxygen. And we were both just absolutely ripped after because we were coming from a weight session as well. I was like, dude, we got to get this photo. It'll be great clickbait. He's like, what is this for? I'm like, don't worry about it. We're just going to take this photo. And then I was like, hey, like, I'll give you, like, he's like, okay, whatever. And then I was like, I want to apologize. This is going to be monetized. Can I buy you lunch or something like that after that? And he was like, no, you're fine. And like you said, that the clickbait just really ran with it from there. I think that's like one of my best viewed videos as well.
Yeah, I mean that video has a lot of views, and you've played it well. I think. I mean, I'd do the same thing with your teammates, like Olympian tips or things like that, or Olympic head coach, and I mean you're not lying, right? It is a truth, but it's a very interesting way to play with those words. So yeah, I admire that. I feel like I have to get better at that. I don't know if I feel guilty at certain times, but at the same time, you're not lying. You know?
No, I mean, even when it's like my coach made it in that video, Ryan Murphy made it in that video, just briefly though.